Welcome guys to another episode of Need for Speed Most Wanted Mod Showcase. And in today's episode, we're going to take a little bit of a different approach because rather than going for all-out full-fledged race cars like we did in the last episode, we're going to be going on some street cars, and we're going to be starting with the Subaru BRZ. I believe this replaces, as far as I know, the Cobalt SS. So you could probably use it as a starter car in game, I would imagine. And, you know, for the most part, it looks like a generally pretty nice mod. I've always liked the BRZ more so than I do the 86, actually, so. But if you prefer the design of the Toyota 86 in the front, there are some body kit options, including this weird monstrosity of something. I don't know what's going on there. But personally, for me, I think I'm just going to go keep it stock. Because, again, I like the design of the BRZ the most. Everything else is tunable visually. You can put the spoilers, you can put wheels, there's even a hood, an option for the hood there, and roof scoops. But I kind of prefer the more standardized design. But it doesn't, you know, it doesn't just stop there. You can change the paint on the car. So we can go for, like, this black design. And you can even put some vinyls on it. So you can go for, like, something like that. It's that simple. But yeah, this is one of the most modifiable cars we've had in a while, to be perfectly honest. But you know, if you're someone who prefers that, then the BRZ might be just right up your alley. So, as always, of course, that means we're going to be heading over to test these cars out to see exactly how fast they go. We take them to Petersburg with these kind of settings. Give them 3 flying laps, and I have to do a warm-up lap as well to kind of just get an idea of exactly, you know, just how well the car will do. And, you know, we'll see just how the car does. And apparently my control scheme has somehow managed to revert itself again, so one moment. Okay, I've taken care of that now. I don't know why it keeps doing that. It likes to do that a lot for some particular reason. Anyways, as I guess unsurprisingly, the BRZ has a very boxer engine sound. Because, you know, Subaru, and although I do believe the 86 is very similar, but you get that particular WRX STI style growl sound, which I guess is the closest to make sense with this car because, you know, I do believe this uses a boxer engine. If I'm wrong, please feel free to correct me. But anyways, one thing I am noticing though is that it only kind of just gets above 200 miles an hour. Handling isn't too bad. It's nothing. It's nothing to write home about, but it's not really impressing me that much particularly. And you know, the fact it's only managing to kind of really go up to around slightly over 200 is kind of hurting the car a bit. So, but hopefully we'll still be able to get an okay lap out of it. I honestly can tell this is not really going to be fighting for really any of the top spots. It just doesn't have enough. Power for that. But otherwise, it does run fairly decently. So you can at least just get this around the corners and whip it around. And it's at least, I'd say, in vanilla car territory. How the BRZ is driving, but I'd say that's still more in the lower end, simply because it can only kind of just do over 200 miles an hour. So it's not exactly going to fight for the likes of the M3 GTR, Carrera GT, Lotus Elise, or anything like that. It's just going to kind of be more on the lower fields with the likes of the CLK 500 and Monaro VXR and whatnot. I have that feeling. And it's just because it has a somewhat lower top end and okay handling, just nothing too perfect. In fact, you see there, it kind of like to get its tail out slightly. So it likes to be a bit of a slip up. Not terrible, nothing concerning, but you know, it just a bit of it is noticeable. But anyways, 59.30 was the time we just set there, and that wasn't even a perfect lap or anything. But needless to say, we should be alright. Okay, now we just need to kind of get ourselves around here and hope that we can shake off just a little bit more time. If we can just do this cleanly, we should be okay. Okay, that corner there was not very well done, I don't think. Yeah, I don't know about this for sure, to be honest. Maybe we might be able to beat the time, but or maybe not. Let's see. Nope, 59.98. Okay, it probably didn't help with that that beginning of that lap. We kind of had a sudden slide out. Hopefully, though, we can at least get the lap time that we want from this final lap here. I imagine we will, though. So, or at least I'm gonna try to. Nice and close to that corner there, and keep it nice and careful there. But we don't want to hit the wall. Of course, that's not what anyone would want. Keep it firmly there. Just keep it around there. Nicely done. We'll just kind of straighten it up a bit. Okay. Just gonna ease off the throttle. I dabbed a little bit of the brake there. Okay, there we go. Much better through that corner. Did about 150 the last time we were going through there. That time was about 170. So definitely nicer through there this time. And ease up on the brakes a bit. Get around the corner. And yeah, I'd say that last lap was definitely potential to be... Nope, we don't want to restart. The potential to be the best, but was it exactly? Yes, 58.36, almost a full second over the second lap. So yeah, in a bit of the lower field, but you know, at least it's not rock bottom, which is definitely nicer than that. Our next car is an Opel. In fact, I think this may be only the second Opel. I could be wrong, but this is the Opel Speedster Turbo. This is of course the Turbo Speedster. And I've always been a huge fan of the Speedster and its British counterpart, the Vauxhall VX220. It's such a nice little roadster. It was something, if you didn't want an Elise, this was, in the early 2000s, this was definitely a different choice to go for. Body-wise, there isn't any proper schemes, but you can get these sort of custom color jobs. I'm going to go with body 2 because I kind of like that light aqua blue. Well, that's maybe not so aqua, but you know, it's a nice light blue. But of course, that does mean, yeah, these other paints are pretty much irrelevant. And you can't even put any vinyls, and there really isn't that much else you can do to the car, so. But, you know, I don't think we should worry about that, because, as you may find out, there may be something else we might need to worry about with this particular car. You'll see it right about now. That's not a particularly very good start. Now, this car is fully decked out. It's got full tuning, full everything that you can put on the car, and it's driving as if it's stock. Yeah. Oh, and plus this thing only has 5 gears, so we're going to be topping out about 137, maybe even 138. That's... I mean, at least the car handles nicely, but then again, you're going so slowly that it really shouldn't come as a surprise at that point. So, but you know, regardless, it would have been nice to see this kind of do a little bit more than it really should. I mean, look at this. Where was the modder asleep? Like, did the person just forget to add all the extra performances when you tune up the car? Because it definitely seems that way. This car is only doing about 100. Like, the fact that the car can only do about 137 with full upgrades on it. That's even with that nitro has a better dab of 138. It's pathetic. It's like, this is not how to do a mod. It's really a letdown right now. I mean, again, the sharper handling is really the only compensation of the car. But again, you're going at such a pace here that it's not like it really matters all that much. It's just, a lot of me wants to say, hey, look, I might need to shift into 6th gear. Maybe this thing can go up to about 160. It won't. It can only go up to 5 gears, and that's it. It's got no 6th gear. So, another case, just like the Lancia 037 that we saw, of a car that could have so much potential. I should have muted Skype, but just doesn't, because the modder just either had a brain fart or thought, this is fine. People will probably just want to cruise. That's fine for some people, but not people like me who like to be able to drive really fast with some of these cars, so that's a bit of a letdown, to say the least. It's a shame, really. I would have loved to see this car kind of you know, be a nice little nimble. Holy shit, Skype! I need to shut you off. A really nice, nimble little roadster that can whip around the corners and kind of compete with the likes of the Lotus Elise, which it should. It really should be doing that, but the modder just wasn't at home at the time. So this is going to be really far down the bottom of the list. It's not going to be absolute bottom because that's reserved by the buses that we did. And I don't think anything, and honestly, for the time being, I really doubt that we're going to ever see anything kind of go slower than the bus. I would be very much surprised if anything actually did go slower than the buses. But, you know, the Speedster Turbo here just has at least kind of, you'd expect it to just to be on that same kind of level that like it should as the Lotus Elise, because it pretty much is like the German counterpart of an Elise, or if you lived in Britain, because Vauxhall VX220, the German British counterpart. My brain hurts, but it's like, where is the power of this car? Why are we getting so little? We should be blitzing around the track, getting some pretty quick times. Like this is, I would have wanted to see this car kind of go around the track at the speed of the Lotus Elise, doing like 53-second lap times, but it's not gonna do that. It just has no give, and we're stuck here about 20 seconds back. Just over 20 seconds back of the fastest vanilla car in the game. And the slowest vanilla car in the game is still just under 13 seconds faster still. This is pretty damn embarrassing, to say the least. Like, when I think of a car like this, it should be going around the track, loads of grip, quick acceleration, not too bad of a top end, nothing too crazy, but it just doesn't. It feels slow. It's slow on the acceleration, slow at the top end, and really the only good thing you could say about it is the handling and, well, the fact that it is a very nicely detailed mod. But apart from that, that's about it. It's got nothing else to give or show. And that's really disappointing. I cannot believe that modders feel that this is okay to do. It's not okay. Like, we see cars that are, I mean, thank God this isn't like that Aventador J mod that I did, where it was really fast, had great speed, but it had some of the worst handling known to mankind in this game. But what a letdown. We're gonna have to go away with that, with a 113.13 being our best lap. That is, what are these modders thinking? And by the way, I believe this replaces the Renault Clio. So yeah. Anyways, our final mod today, hopefully will bring us back to pace a little bit better, is the Porsche Cayman GT4. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Porsche Cayman. It's actually admittedly one of my favorite Porsches, and this Cayman GT4 is like, it's pretty much the 911 Carrera 4S or something in a smaller package. It's not quite just standard 911, but it's got that, it's like consider it like a GT3 Junior in a way. The Cayman GT4 is just, it's quick, it looks great, it's a really nice car, and it should be doing better than the standard Cayman S that's already in the game, which this doesn't replace for some reason. It replaces the Audi TT. I don't know why either. Now, this has only one body kit option, and all it does is to strip it of the wing on the back, and that's about it. Spoiler wise, of course, there's nothing, as you probably would have imagined. And yeah, you can't really do too much else to the car. Visually wise, you can obviously paint it, so we're gonna give it the bright yellow paint. And vinyl wise, I believe you actually can put some vinyls. Now, I'm not sure why I'm going into custom, because that's not gonna do anything. Yeah, see, alright, contest winners. We got some custom paint jobs here that you can't get. It's got like this red here, this nice bright blue, a bit of a gray, darker white, a brighter white, and then the yellow. See, this is a much nicer yellow. And as far as I know, let me just double check real quickly. Oh, nope, that's not. I gotta take that off the car. Oh, wrong button, damn it. Ah, come on, 4. I need 4. Okay, let's remove that. Let's put I just want to show off to make just to see if it can or not. I didn't actually check prior to this. Yep, okay, you can. So you can put some your own vinyls on it, which is nice. But we're gonna go with the contest winner where the special colors are located. And we're gonna put the yellow on the car because that's a more accurate yellow to the actual car. So that will be what we go with. Anyways, that was a bit of a mess. I apologize. Because I'm not really perfect at making these kind of videos. I mean, I try to sometimes be pretty good, but, you know, it usually doesn't always work out. So, honestly, the Cayman GT4 should be competing for the likes to probably go even faster than the Cayman S in the game. And the answer to that is, oh dear. Oh dear. This is not the performance it should be. And this is where a lot of my headaches come from with monitors. If you're trying to make it drive more like the actual car, I see what you're trying to do, but you do realize what this game is, right? You realize that this is Need for Speed Most Wanted, a game where pretty much every vanilla car in the game could easily do over 200 miles an hour. What is it with these people going soft on these car mods? What is it? What is that? What is the reason for that? I just don't understand. Now, when I looked at this mod, I'm thinking, oh yeah, that would be a great replacement for the Cayman S, and it doesn't even replace the Cayman S. It replaces the Audi TT, which is like, what? Why? It doesn't make sense. It's all a bit of a headache. I don't quite get this. I don't even know the words to put it, really, so this is pretty much no more than a disappointing episode, really. In fact, I don't even think this thing's gonna beat the BRZ. I think the BRZ is gonna be the quickest car we have in the episode, and on paper, the BRZ should probably be the slowest. Not much. It would I think it wouldn't be that far off of the Speedster Turbo, and really for that one, it's just because it's like a light two-seater Lotus Elise-like car, but that's gonna become the fastest. It's all backwards. I mean, almost. The Speedster, its extremely low top end is, you know, the reason it's gonna be the slowest of the day. At least the Cayman can at least just hit 200 on this track, even though it's apparently low 6th gear, which means it's definitely capable of more than just 200. But the heavy steering and lack of acceleration will never make us be able to see that, at least on this track. Now, if there was like a Speedster kind of track that there is mod-wise for high stakes, I would be kind of really doing top speed run. I mean, I suppose I could just use the freeway for that, but you'd be looking at a pretty long episode. I'd have to go through a whole bunch of car mods again. So, and plus, we probably know which ones are the fastest. It's probably the likes of the La Nina, the Airstream, the MP4-29 or whatever, the 1000 TC of Barth. It's pretty obvious when it comes to that, and we are just making a mockery out of this. Not really. I am making a mockery of how well I could be driving this. I am not driving this very well at all, so. But really, it's just, where's the grip? Where is the power? Where's any of that? Where is the GT4 for in this car? Because it's definitely, I'm definitely not seeing it right now. Like, this should be the perfect kind of car to make you want to have this in the game over the likes of the Cayman S. But it doesn't do that. And now I have a terrible corner. And that's going to be the end of the lap right there because I've screwed it up already. Ugh, man, this hurts my head. I don't even know what to think about this right now. It's like, what, modders? Wake up! Why are you doing this? I'm not saying to make cars go super ridiculously fast or nothing. I'm saying make the cars drive like they should. They should be doing what you'd expect them to do. Look at the cars in the game. Look at my videos. Look at how those cars do. That's what these mods should be doing. Some people definitely got it right. Some may have gone a little over the top. But then there's some like this, the Aventador J, the Speedster Turbo that we just saw, the Lancia whatever now. I don't even remember the numbers anymore. 037, that's it. Aventador J, the SRT Viper, the Mazda MX-5, all these kind of mods we see. What are you doing? What are you doing? I didn't mean to make this a bit of a rant, but honestly, I have to rant about this because this is. I'm not. Look, I'll just, before I go to the leaderboard, I'll just leave it off at this. If you want to impress me the most, if you want to make some good car mods that I'll probably like in these videos, make them at least drive like you. At least similarly, comparably to the vanilla cars in the game. If you want to make them faster, go ahead. I mean, some are hilarious to look at. Most of them are, actually. But something like this, just don't. These cars should be doing so much better than what you're giving them, and it's disappointing. Anyways, enough with me ranting. Let's go to the leaderboard. Anyways, on to our leaderboard now. The fastest car of the day, of course, was the Subaru BRZ in 91st place, doing a 58.36 second lap time. Of course, it replaces the Opel SS and was requested by MA Driver X. Lower down onto here, in 126th place, the Porsche Cayman GT4 with a 102.71, replacing the Audi TT 3.2 Quattro, and was requested by the real Emile. And finally, last place of the day, 129th, the Opal Speedster Turbo with a 1 minute 13.13, replacing the Renault Clio V6, and requested by Zhaqoriq Bailey. This was quite a disappointing episode. That's gonna bug me for a while, this one particularly. It all just came crashing down. Anyways, regardless of that, though, guys, stay tuned for the next episode, and as always, if you want to follow me on Twitter, donate to my Patreon, or even just join my forum boards, all the links for that are in the description box down below. And of course, guys, thank you for watching, and take care.